Alright, so what I'm going to demonstrate for you right now is a sun-dried tomato basil hummus. And hummus is just so incredibly easy to make for yourself that it really goes together. It's quicker than you could go to the store to buy some and bring it home. So what we're going to do today is use our food processor, and I have a can of chickpeas that I have rinsed and drained. I saved some of the liquid because we're going to use that to thin out the hummus if it needs it. And I have here 1/3 of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes that were packed in olive oil. Right? You want the olive oil because, as we know, it's part of a Mediterranean diet. It's really high in the monounsaturated fats, which are excellent for helping to heal heart disease. So we're just going to throw those in there. And I also have 2 tablespoons of olive oil that I saved from the jar of the sun-dried tomatoes. You could also just, so if you can't find oil-packed ones, you could certainly just buy regular dried sun-dried tomatoes and just soak them in some oil like overnight or for a little while before you want to make your recipe. And really you just want to do that because that makes, if you're buying the dried ones, they're a little bit dry and you just want to soften them up so that they blend well into your hummus. So I also have here, we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. You know, it's really simple when you start trying to eat more whole foods and starting to try to avoid food additives and unnecessary preservatives. You know, you can do things like buy a bag of lemons once a week, and if you make up a meal plan of what you're going to make for the week, then you can figure out how much you're going to need, and you just juice a bunch of lemons for the week, put them in a jar, stick it in the fridge, and then you don't need to buy the lemon juice in the little plastic lemon, because they're always filled with preservatives and they just don't taste as good as the fresh. They also don't have as much vitamin C. Any citrus fruit that you juice immediately and eat it immediately, the vitamin C starts to degrade as soon as you juice the fruit, like an orange or a lemon or a lime. So you're going to lose some of the vitamin C if you juice it at the beginning of the week, but it's still going to be a whole lot better than if you had bought it in a bottle. And next we're going to add 2 tablespoons of tahini. Tahini is just a sesame seed paste. Sesame seeds, if you didn't know, happen to be one of the highest dietary sources of calcium. More per gram than you'll find in dairy, and better for you. Next, we're going to add a large clove of garlic, which I've already peeled. We're just going to throw it in there. About a half teaspoon of salt. This is a Himalayan sea salt. You want to use sea salt because it has a full complement of trace minerals that we don't get in regular processed table salt. And then next we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. Now, this is a little bit unusual for hummus, but it's a nice combination with the sun-dried tomatoes, so we're going to put it in there. And then, you know, we might need, well, let's wait. Let's get that started, and then we'll see whether it needs any liquid to thin it down. So all we're going to do is start the food processor, which will be loud, and we're just going to pulse it for a little bit till it's all blended together. And you can make it as smooth or as chunky as you like it to be. Just scrape it down a little bit. Use this one. It looks like we might want just a little bit of liquid in there, not too much. So I'm just using some of the bean liquid from the can of garbanzo beans. that easy, you have hummus. I'm just gonna get this out and put it in a bowl, and we have some cut vegetables over there for you to try it. And obviously once you make this, and you want to ideally make it a little bit in advance, because then you can put it in the fridge and let the flavors all meld together. And then after you do that, you can taste it and see whether you want to adjust the salt, or you could heat it up a little bit with a sprinkle or two of cayenne pepper. When you're making it yourself, it's fair game. It's all fair game. You can make it however you like it. And you can always make a simple tahini that doesn't have the sun-dried tomatoes and the basil. It just has the tahini and the lemon juice and the beans, and the garlic is just your basic hummus recipe, and you can just fly off of that and do whatever you like. So if you'd like to give that a try, let's see what you think of it.